Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolverhampton Wanderers reporter, Mr. Joe Edwards. Joe, at half-time, I literally didn't know what I was going to talk about. Full-time, Wolverhampton Wanderers 4, Besiktas 0. Astonishing turn of events, all mainly because of one special super sub.
Thank God for Diogo Jota, isn't he?
Diogo!
He was absolutely sensational, and that's going to be reflected in my play ratings, by the way.
A little bit of a... Do you want to tell the peeps or not?
I think they can probably guess, but...
yeah, a 7.
Yeah, a bit better than that. But he came on, and this game needed someone to spark some life into it, and blimey did he do that.
Yeah. I was thoroughly enjoying it, 60 minutes.
Oh, it was a
tough watch.
It was a tough watch. That first half was like watching paint dry, it really was. It was two teams going through the motions. Not really...
It's a bit like your piece to camera.
Yeah, definitely. But Jota comes on, and from the minute go, he was just bang at it. 11-minute hat trick.
Yeah.
What a player.
4 seconds off the record. That I was quite happily researched, but someone beat me to it. But astonishing, wasn't it? Really. And a player full of confidence. I mean, this is off the back of a brace against Brighton.
Yeah, that's done him the world of good. And we saw in weeks prior that he was taking a bit too much time in front of goal, wasn't pulling the trigger soon enough. Here, he was completely ruthless.
Yeah.
They're not the hardest of chances, but he's got himself in the positions, and he's finishing confidently, and he just had a zip about his game. He looked at a kind of a different pace to Besiktas completely. Completely blew them away.
Well, and to the rest of the Wolves team as well, to be honest.
Exactly, but then he came on and brought the best out of the players around him. Dendoncker just went from kind of... He weren't really going his way before Jota came on, but then he became like this Michael Ballack kind of attack-minded midfielder. He was inspired, and Oscar Burr on the right side, fantastic cross from him for Jota to complete his hat-trick.
Neto's in the first.
Neto looked a different player as well when Jota came on. I thought he was a bit guilty of going through the motions in the first half. These are the games you've got to be kind of...
Yeah, especially for them on the fringes.
Grab him by the scruff of the neck, but as soon as Jota came on, I mean, lovely flick from Catrani in the build-up to the first. It looked like Neto had been crowded out and the chance had gone, but lovely swivel pirouette.
Superb,
Dancing on ice almost.
Oh, hello.
Torval and Dean.
Available, by the way, if they want me.
But he crossed it in, Jota does the rest. And in the end, really good victory, just a bit disappointed it wasn't enough to win that group.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to win the group. I think the better one went to a 3 as well, didn't they, up top as well. I think that's tried and tested and has succeeded. Yeah, so they haven't won. Braga tried to lose and tried to help us out, but unfortunately came back to win 4-2. Doesn't matter though. Wolves will not be seeded going into the next round. Some of the glorious ties that could be happening are
Inter Milan.
Oh, San Siro, baby.
Ajax.
Decent.
Amsterdam Arena. Benfica.
Yes.
Which is, given Wolves' his Portuguese flavour, is kind of an interesting tie. Thinking of some of the others in Istanbul, Başakşehir, which is very easy to say.
There's a few returns to different to similar countries, isn't there?
Lask of Austria. I think Sevilla may well be in there as well. Celtic. So the list goes on. Malmo.
Yeah. So what did you do, Joe? We're talking about this podcast in a minute, which will be recording later. Will be available tomorrow for downloading. Who do you fancy? Do you fancy the weakest side, which I would say, and I'm presuming here would probably be the Istanbul side, or do you not care now? Do you just want a big boy?
Bring on whoever.
Yeah.
I think that's the mentality you've got to have. And I think that's the mentality that Nuno... he's lost it. I think that's the mentality that Nuno and the players will have. Obviously, they haven't won this group in the end. Just those couple of results against Braga costing them in the end. But I think they'll fancy themselves against anyone, really. Even your Inter Milan, your Ajaxes, I know these are kind of seasoned, they're Champions League winners, but Wolves on the day, and when they're in form, as they were for this kind of last half an hour, they can blow teams away, as they did with Besiktas.
Yeah, a little bit stronger than what we thought Nuno went with tonight. At the same time, he was allowed to pull a couple off towards the end, and they'll be well rested ahead of Spurs on Sunday. Yeah,
it was interesting that he went really strong in the middle of the park, Martinez, Neves and Dendoncker, and then that was with the 3 players taken off with a view to Sunday against Spurs, which is no small game either.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But you get to bring on some of the young lads, Perry, Otaseri. Otaseri nearly actually scored a goal. He got his head on one and just clipped the top of the crossbar. So pretty good night all round. Just to say, didn't have that extra icing on the cake, if you like, by winning the group. But that was out of Wolves' hands. It looked like it was going to happen at one point. I got a bit ahead of myself, tweeting in capitals that Braga were losing.
Tweet in capitals, that's the last thing you want to do.
That is a schoolboy error.
I've never done that.
They've turned it around. But yeah, Wolves, great night. And bring on the last 32, bring on whoever.
When's the draw, baby?
It's on Monday. It's at midday. These are UEFA draws. I mean, if you've watched them before, they're absolutely must-watch. I mean, they're so entertaining, such charismatic presenters usually. So, yeah, I'm being sarcastic there. You might have to bear with it a little bit.
They might glitz it up for the knockout stages potentially.
You'd hope so, yeah. Fingers crossed to do. But ultimately, I think whatever the outcome is exciting. Wolves are in the knockout stages, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, they're in a genuine chance of winning this whole thing. They really are. Let's see what the last 32 brings and bring it on, because Wolves are good enough to beat anybody.
Right, we're off to do a podcast. Wolves 4, Besiktas 0. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressandStar.com.